Here we go. Major update, should we say, not a minor one. So we'll sort of jump in here at the front. We have new headlight glass on the side and a whole new headlamp assembly on the other side. New covers, new bumper on the front here. We still have to mount the number plate. The bonnet still has to be fitted, and the scuttle panel with the window washers has to be fitted. Wipers need to be fitted. The list just gets longer and longer. We have this to fit. Thankfully we got the window on last night, so all's well with it, touch wood. And we have ignition problem with the ignition light, so we're sort of suspecting that it's a voltage regulator, but on these ones, unlike the Renault ones, you can screw them open. So I have opened that and I have cleaned both sides of the breaker contact points. Still no real joy out of it. It's the alternator seems to be, there's a one earth, one live, and a backfeed coming from the voltage regulator, coming from the ignition side of the live. So I'm assuming that it's something to do with that part of the system that's sort of not operating, and I'm not sure. It could be possibly a relay that's not opening, so we just go around and check all the relays. We'll do a wee plug test and check them with one we know is working, but there's a few of them and I'm not just sure which ones are which. There's one here and there's one here and there's another there. I think that one's for the headlights. There's another two under the dash, I believe, so we'll need to sort of chase that up. Pardon me. This side of it here, we have side repeaters, but we're not really happy because they're oversized and we don't want to start filing the holes again. We have a trim piece to put on around here. We have front suspension back in, which was fun, should we say. A wee nod there to Paul Cunningham. Anybody that has ever had any dealings with these, the spring is not held captive on the strut. The spring is held in place by the top arm and the locking nut on the top of the inner wing, so the spring has to be compressed in situ. The problem with that is I don't have a proper clamp, so what we had to do was we had to get a long bar, compress the spring till we were able to get these two caught high enough up, compress the spring, and then make this, although it doesn't look pretty and it's not very nicely welded, my MIG welder, the wire speeds is wrong on it, so it just hasn't got the penetrating force. Anybody that's interested in making one of these, if you go on to, I think it's aussiefrogs.com, they do a lot of bits and pieces on stuff. What actually is meant to happen is the strut bottom sits in here, your spring is mounted on it, and these clasp the top of the spring, pulling it down long enough for you to get the nut on the top. It's very precarious and not really fond of it, but I didn't have a tool and I didn't know anybody that had a tool, so these is just bits of high tensile 18mm bar, I think. These are parts that are cut off a jack, like an ordinary car jack, and I knew they'd be high tensile steel. They're probably 3-4mm, but they're strong enough for what I needed them to do. Adjustable bolts, and the plate on it, it's fairly substantial. This tightens, and then when you have it in situ, you release the nuts down and hope that it all stays where you want it to be, and then you can withdraw it that way. So not very pretty, but has the job done and got it done. These were able to hold the spring down long enough for me to get these captive on it, because that spring in there doesn't look very long now, but there must be 18 inches, nearly 2 foot long. Moving on, sorry to bore you, we still have the seat to put in, handbrake cover to put in, a couple of bits and pieces to do in here. There's a crack in the dash, but we're going to leave that till we get maybe test on the vehicle and we'll see what happens. Door handles is in, door pockets and such like are all on, neat, cleaned and tidied up as per usual. The floor, this cover here needs painted. There's an anti-roll bar to go on here around this. This window's going to be popped out again. The rubber has shrunk, so we need to get it pulled out, get that closed up. The rubber itself's actually fairly good, and it's original when the vehicle was new, so there's no reason why it can't be reused. As we discussed before in depth, the floor is original to the vehicle. So what we've done is we've kept it. A lot of work on it, but it has turned out well, and we're fairly happy with it. Give you a wee sort of look around the inside of it. And new tail lights. This bumper is new old stock. Very happy with it, although it's probably not concourse, but it's original, and that's what would have been on them when they come out new. The door mechanism, we had the handle open, we had the cables out, oiled them and greased them. We had the catches out, oiled them and greased them. It just seems to be a sort of poorly operating system. It's probably the reason why you see a lot of them in the photographs, the tail gears off them, so that's part of the reason. Give you a look at it like that. Wheels are painted. We just put the old tyres back on temporary so we can move the vehicle about. Get these on, get the vehicle moved. And 4 new tyres coming. Apparently these are original, new, what will come on them from the Dacia factory. And as I said about the ignition, we need to hunt down the light and try and get it sorted out, but all in all we're fairly happy with the progress. New bottom ball joints, new top ball joints, all new rubber bushings, new anti-roll bar bushings. So there you go. All the best, bye bye.